Oh man, now look, like I alluded to, so yeah, we're both thinking we're gonna make it to the playoff, but like I alluded to, there are some things that we are worried about, and they are injuries. Now, not all these injuries are bad. Obviously, at the trade deadline, we acquired Marcus Lattimore, and we have not seen him on the field yet. But what a perfect time to see him against his old team, the Saints. We even have a Saints fan coming on a little bit later, so we'll definitely ask her about that. But then on the flip side, Noah Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He purportedly is out now. So talk to me. I mean, on one side, let's first talk about Lattimore.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we were so excited to get him at the trade deadline, number one wide receiver, however, or no, cornerback. But there have been hamstring issues. There have been little minor things on the side. I mean, this is going to be so huge for us. What kind of impact will he have right on the first week?
I'm excited. Well, I'll tell you this. The first week, I might not think he's going to have a big impact, only because, like you said, we're likely going up against Spencer Rattler, maybe Jake Hayner. So there may not be that opportunity for him. But Adam Peters and Dan Quinn talked about this when they made the trade for Marshon. It's not just about this season. It's building for the future. But towards the end of this season, we're going to be going up against A.J. Brown next week, Drake London the week after, CeeDee Lamb the week after that. This is what we needed, was a guy that we could say, follow him, stick with him. You know, we've been putting St. Juice on him, on those guys, only because of his size, but he's handsy and he's not turnover. He's not likely to get you a turnover either. So that part is really exciting. The fact we can go match up with their best corner. You know, you thinking about Philly. You put Lattimore on AJ Brown. You put Sanders still on Speedy Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can match up. You know, and we've been talking about our concerns with the defense and our giving up a lot of yards on the ground. Well, maybe this allows us to put Jeremy Chin in the box, which is kind of what we signed him for, was to play up front. He's played way more further back than we kind of ever anticipated with this signing. Maybe now's a chance for them to utilize this guy and kind of, we're getting a chance. We're getting a little in this area. We're getting healthy in a spot that we really needed some help to change up the defense for this stretch run.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be key. Is our biggest hole, it was secondary, and it wasn't just play. It was that we're young. We're really young in the secondary. This, bringing in Lattimore, bringing in somebody that's battle tested, that's hungry. We've seen what bringing in Wagner did to those linebackers and bringing in the front. Having somebody that's wise, that's older, that can kind of control the whole situation. That's what Lattimore can do. Lattimore sits there and says, I got this guy over here. At the very least, teams are going to sit there and be like, oh, I'm not going to test him. I'm not going to test him. So even if he's not healthy, his ability will be able to disguise that and give us a little bit of time. But also, it allows, he sees things on the field. What's the first thing we said when we saw Lattimore after he first got to practice? Even though he couldn't practice, he was talking to those other guys. Now you have a virtual coach on the field who can sit here and be like, hey, look, this is what they're about to do. Watch for this, you know, and you have that. So, I mean, I think he's going to be a huge, huge help, not only for his play, and even like to your point, I think even more for other things that he's able to contribute to the team. So I think that's going to be huge, especially for our secondary. And then on the flip side, in a position that we definitely did not need to lose anybody in, Noah Brown goes down. So, Will, I mean, he was our number 2. What do we do now?
It's concerning.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, Noah Brown was our number 2 wide receiver. He's our 3rd leading receiver behind Terry and Zach Ertz. And he has consistently been our best intermediary pass catcher. You know, he's not burning people deep. He's getting pass interference penalties drawn on him if he goes deep. He's not really doing any of the quick comebacks or sideline catches, all that kind of stuff. But he is getting downfield 15, 20 yards, you know, getting some big chunk plays. That has been helpful. He's a big body, 6'2", 225. He goes over the middle to make contested catches. He became kind of quickly one of Terry's security blankets and someone he really trusted. So losing that is going to be a big concern. And I'm a little worried about what are we going to do about this. We went out and signed KJ Osborne. He's only 6 foot. We've got Luke McCaffrey. He's 6'2", 200. So maybe he could work that role a little bit more. Not as big a guy. You got Diame, who is clearly our fastest player out there. That he's kind of been working a role, different, catching his bubble screens and going with it. Does this open up something from him? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if what Noah's done can be replaced this season. I don't know if we have the parts. What about you?
As far as Diame is concerned, you can't run bubble screens all day, okay? If
That's
you
all
can't catch a simple slant or wide open in the end zone, I have a problem, okay? I have a problem, okay?
The Giants game?
Listen. Oh my God. I have followed this man since he was a sophomore in college. I followed him all throughout North Carolina and then into the pros. And I am not trying to be hard on this man. Like I look back at some of the things I say and I'm like, dang, am I being hard on this guy? No. Okay. Wide open in the end zone. Drop the ball. How many times are you Diame? Come on, my guy. Listen. I mean, look, if he has the speed, he has the tools. That's never been in question. It's the question is, can you consistently, play? Can you consistently contribute? And he's had issues with that. As far as Luke, I mean, he's young. We're talking. I would love to see him rise up, but this is a glaring hole right now on a place that we already had an issue. Noah Brown came in for us this year and filled a need that we absolutely didn't realize how much we did until we saw what he did. And I mean, that's far beyond the Hail Mary catch and all that. Like, he has been huge for us. So to have him be out right now is it's going to be telling. Thankfully, again, we're playing the Saints, so we have a week hopefully to figure it out. But, especially going into those divisional games and then potentially the playoffs, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you said it really perfectly there. He was fitting a need, and I'm intrigued to see what Luke McCaffrey does. That's the guy I've got my eye on the most. I've heard a lot of reporters talk about how he is open during the game. He's just not getting looks, but I think he's also been open running more in the slot. And so now you'd be moving him outside. Now, like I said, he is 6'2", so he's a little bit taller, to be able to make that transition. But that doesn't, just because, you're 6'2", so is the other guy, means you could run the same routes. It also, Jamison Crowder's coming back, maybe not this week, but they have opened up his practice window. And DQ said today that they feel like Jamison can help them in the punt return game and as a slot receiver. And you and me, back to the days when we were wearing this R, that's what we remember Jamison at. He was a weapon for Kirk Cousins in the slot, so that kind of gets us excited. And maybe it changes up the way the offense needs to hum. You may start to see more 3 tight end sets coming up here. It also would confuse who's chipping, who's going out. Maybe they can utilize Sinnott a little bit more, utilize Bates. I know that the coaches love John Bates. They love him as the total package. He's never going to turn into Dallas Goedert, but they see him as somebody who can be relied upon. So maybe it just kind of changes what the looks we give moving forward.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And look, and when you don't have we have Terry McLaurin, but if you don't have that go-to, then everybody can get attention. There's nobody that that you need to double and triple and everything and this is gonna be good for Cliff. Real quick, I got a shout out. We got people on Facebook watching. Alex Schomburg's in the comments from overseas, my guy. Thank you for serving us, buddy. Anton Benton, what up, fellas? How you doing, Anton? Yeah, buddy. Nicole, obviously in the comments. Oh yeah. Tanner saying what's up. Misador saying, what's up, gentlemen? We got a bunch of you guys out here. Appreciate you guys being
very much
here.
So. Yeah. Nathan's
tuning in. Oh, yeah. Nathan Snell, man. The pre-graduate. My guy. Let's go. Yeah, man. So this is gonna be interesting. Like you said, James Schrader, hopefully we'll get him back soon. But, going down the stretch, especially going towards Philly, you start looking at weapons and things. You don't want to try to put everything on JD5, but the running game. Obviously, Eckler's out for a significant amount of time. Obviously, now we'll see how long Noah Brown's out for. Somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to step up right now. And hey, this is. But you know what I like though? With Dan Quinn, with this team, he kind of fosters that kind of culture where it's like they all feel compelled to step up. You know what I mean? It's not like everybody's looking around like, oh, I thought he was going to do it. They all kind of come together. And I think that's going to be something key going towards the playoffs for us.
I agree. It is that this team really does preach that next man up mentality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Meets the Door says, I worry that Daniels is second coming of RG3. I hope for you guys he's not, but there's another peak, or is there a plateau? Or is his plateau his ceiling?
We're hoping peak. We're hoping more peaks. We feel the same way. We're a little worried, but we also, it's like we got to hope for the growth.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.